selfie video whilst eating. It's, I hear it's big in Asia. Thought I'd keep it up. Episode 2. More pasta. Yes. Yes. This is what people do. They eat and they talk. Right? It's like family time at the table. I think I'll leave in the morning and get to the beach and swim in the ocean. I gotta leave at the right time though. Gotta leave at the right time. I think it's all timing. It's best to where I live, the hustle and bustle of town. It's you just avoid going out. It's the wrong time of day. It's not worth it. Everything. This is big in Asia, see, because you're eating, sharing, talking, eating, contemplating, another bite, another thought, another chat, another bite, another thought, another chance. See? I was just about to say a hidden truth. Maybe next time. But maybe I'll forget. That's happened a number of times. And then no one will ever hear it ever again. It falls back down into the primordial soup of Dungeons and Dragons and slug holes. Having slug hole battling all day, you say I've been working. Wife! It's interesting that the word wife is really, for me, it's really the less of all terms to sort of say there's a significant relationship. Wife to me is a term that's the less of all other there's greater terms, like a loved one. For me, it's more than the term wife, sort of thing. But I think if you it's a powerful term. Is my most powerful term, right? My 2 favorite terms. 2 words. Wow, it's like a song. Staying alive. I nearly said it the other way. Staying alive is a lot better than the word, more powerful than the word wife. I call this my staying alive pasta. Staying at work. This is sage. Or is it oregano? Or is it mixed Italian herbs? Or is it oregano? You get a packet of dry herbs, right? Oregano. You put it in a bowl. You put in a dessert bowl. You half fill it with, say, canola oil. You let it soak for a couple of days. You can warm it in the microwave or the oven to get the oil from the herbs, dried herbs, infused with the oil. After a week, the oil is very oregano-y. Now you mix that with crushed, diced tomatoes in the can. Bada bang da boom. The oil infused with oregano infuses then with the tomato, which is like an acid, creates oil, acid into cream. Boom! You're in the game now. Cracked pepper, a little bit of salt, add some pasta. Boom! You know what? That's what I'm going to do. They don't know how to make this. They do it. When I made the first pasta sauce, when I was like 17, 18, when I was at uni, college. When I was at college, it was horrible. It was horrible. I mixed the dried herbs like this, right? I mixed this straight into the canned tomato. It was horrible. It was horrible. You know, never ever do that, kids. Never ever do that. I'm using my... Look into my eyes. Never do that. Here it is here. Right. Kids are never told this. They're never told. Right. It's dried. Put it in oil. Give it warm it up in the oven. Just a little bit. So that what you can actually do is put this with water and infuse it into water and then put in a cup, like a half cup. I'll get a cup. Put that in there. In fact, you know what? Cups okay. Let's do it. Let's do a live stream. I call it the live ride. Hey, nice ride, man. See it? Alright. Oregano. You put water in there. Do it also live. Oh my god, our water in NZ is perfect. And that's the one thing I love about using the water so good. Alright, in goes the water. You let that soak for a couple of days. Probably shouldn't use a spoon. Let that soak for a while. In fact, there's a number of things you could do. We'll just let it soak. That goes around and around and around. Okay. You can smell it. It's the aromas. So, this is just me. I'm still eating. Yeah. You could use anything on top of that. If you don't want to use Glad wrap, you don't want to use cling wrap, you want to save, you don't want to make any waste, you could use something that fit on top. Like wax paper with a rubber band. This wax paper is a bit more recyclable. Sort of thing. And then you let that sit. You put that in the fridge even. And then what you can do is, I didn't have to add so much water, but that will infuse now. And what I would do with that, I'd add oil, and I'd add a little bit of heat. Maybe leave it in the sun, or put it in a yogurt machine, or put it in your oven on low. And you try the oils will start to capture. You shake it up, we'll stir it in. You even get like a vegetable, you can shake it up. Even a cocktail thing. I don't like the word cocktail. We're gonna mixed drinks. Yeah, mixed drinks. Mixed beverages. A lot more stylish than, hey, throw me a cocktail. It's like, send me a mixed beverage. Yeah, make it rusty. what am I saying now? Add the oil. It warms up. So oil's going to bond to what's in the water now. And then you just need to what do you do then? Then you'll have oil mixed in with water. And then what you can do is add that onto a flat pan, like this one, like that one. That's one with the surface. You add some salt and a little bit of warmth. The oxygen, the water, the oxygen. Well, H2O. The water will kind of simmer, not too hot, will sort of just evaporate out. And then add in your crushed tomato, 80 cents, 65 cents, I don't know how much it is. 65 cents, 70 cents, 75 cents, and you add that can in, half a can in, maybe the whole can, maybe half a can. And then crushed tomatoes acidic, and that will take this oil water infusion. It's thing is, a lot of this flavor is water soluble. That's why you start with the water first. Then the oil grasps it. Now it's water. Now it's oil. Water's like a solvent, and then this stuff here, it bonds with the oil, and then it's like an oil now. This is primarily oil. And then when you add the tomato, crushed tomato, now it's sort of like the acid from the crushed tomato and the oil from this extraction together emulsified to a herbal infused cream, which is a sauce. It's good sauce. And you add, I'm not funny, I'm not trying to drag. This is my life. This is a culmination of many years. Over 10 years of learning how to feed myself. And everything else. I'm not joking. But life is cool. So, yeah. And so, then you add some warmth. And it'll reduce down a bit. You stir it in. And then you add your pasta. And you have hot water out of the jug into the saucepan now. The saucepan's that, saucepan, not a pan, but pan's this tall. Saucepan's this big. You put a jug of hot water in, and you put a bit of pasta in there. Add a little bit of salt. The water will boil quick. Will stay, and so you have to wait around. And to the boiling water, you can boil from scratch if you want to. You don't have to boil the jug first. You can just put cold water in and simmer it up. But stay there at the stove. Make sure you're standing there and don't walk away. So when you're going to do stuff with this, making pasta sauces, you're using the stove, stay with the stove. Don't walk away from the stove. Very naughty. Very naughty. You could probably get a timer as well. It's very important. So even if you've got to walk away from the stove to make a phone call, put the timer on for 2 or 3 minutes. Or 2 minutes. So you remember, you go back to the stove. If you're trying to cook, right? I'm not saying cooking, preparing food, right? If you put the stove on, you have to not leave the stove. People do this. They're trying to cook for themselves. I've had some close calls over the last 10 years. But so this is the beginning thing. Anyway. There's oregano, see? Oregano. Potatoes, tomatoes. There's no firing squad for people in their pronunciations. Or is there? That's rough. Alright. It's not people do in Asia. Good folks. Yeah. This is rather delicate. This is actually making me really happy right now. Very happy. This is like What I'm eating here is almost sage. It's almost half a packet of that. It's really, it's so good. Mixed Italian herbs, just as good. You can get that. I wish I was fed this growing up. This is fine art. This is fine art. This is the beginning of everything, right here, in this ice cream bucket. This is the type of ice cream. You scream ice cream, we all scream ice cream. Right? I really want to make my own salami from scratch too. Really want to do it. This is good. This is good. This is very good. It's good. It's very good. It's good. It's good. Oh man, it's so good. You can see like all the herbs like inside the pasta spirals. So you get I'm going to do a video later making this. Not many people do that. That is cool. Because this becomes really tasty. This is fun art. I have fought against forces most cannot grasp just for this, just for that spoonful. Just for that. Okay. Have a nice day.